voice, Matt. I had my microphone muted for the song. That's cool, though. How's everyone doing tonight? Happy Friday. I just watched the Boston Uprising win their, 8th straight game or something like that. Friggin' esports killing it. And that is a perfect segue to talk about today's topic before we jump into the Far Cry 5 gameplay in and of itself. And that is modern video game culture. And what that...
Wow.
Wow! That scared the crap out of me. I didn't think I had alerts on. That's good, though. Thank you. Who was it? RDS with the party 7 bits. Look at that bit just launching out of that cannon, man. Thanks for that. But yeah, as we do every time before we kick into Far Cry 5, we have a little podcasty type discussion about something. And today I want to talk about gaming. We really focused more on the Bible side of stuff last time. I want to focus more on the video game side of things this time. Look at Far Cry 5 as a video game. Far Cry 5 is a first-person shooter. It's an adventure RPG where you level up and stuff and whatever. And it's the type of game that my mother absolutely would not allow in her house growing up. She was very much against shooters. My brother plays Overwatch. He still lives with her. He's still in college. And she hates that. She hates walking home and watching him shoot people. She's very much the kind of person that has those conversations with people about, video games cause violence in the world. And I always just say the same thing back to her. It's like, show me the data. People have been saying this since 2004. We put the argument to rest not long after that because there's no data to back that up. In gaming, I think it's misrepresented a lot. People just look at the violent side of things and they don't look at all of the positivity that comes with the culture. I've met a lot of good friends through gaming. I'm able to have this creative outlet through gaming. Kind of the main point I really wanted to hit on before we jump into the gameplay today is, how gamers are perceived by different people groups. Last time we kind of talked about how Christians are misrepresented by a lot of things. Hi, friend. Christians are misrepresented a lot in modern culture, with movies and even this game. This game, thankfully, does not, as Matt has pointed out to me, they don't call the antagonistic group Christians. They call them the cult, which is good. Despite the fact that they use and misuse the Bible a lot, people misrepresent gamers in the same light. And so it's... when you have, movies out there like Pixels, and I haven't even seen Ready Player One, but I think that might have done a better job at representing what gamers are or whatever. Yeah, and that's an excellent point RDS 150 just brought up, and there's events like GDQ where they raise a lot of money for charity. I don't think I've seen another singular event, now granted I don't really go looking for that either, but I don't think I've seen another singular event where they raise that much money. They raise... I think last GDQ they brought in $2.7 million for the Prevent Cancer Foundation just by playing video games. And one of the things that does aggravate me a little bit is let me tell you a story. So I posted something on Facebook once, kind of wearing my pastor's hat. It was something church related. And someone just said, "This is why I left the church," and just put a link to a YouTube video of some young person giving their reason of why, they had a vlog type show, kind of like this, a podcast type thing almost, where they had talked about their faith in the past, and then had reached a point where they're like, I no longer see myself as a Bible-believing Christian, and this is why. And so they gave their reasons, and... Cool. They gave their reasons, and it basically came down to church people were mean to me. They're like, I'm a Lord of the Rings fan, I'm a Harry Potter fan, I'm a gamer, all these things, and all these people in my church are like, well, you can't believe in those things, that's witchcraft and all that other nonsense, quite frankly, that I believe to be incorrect with most of the church. I had a Harry Potter shirt when I was young. It was just like the Hogwarts crest with the 4. I'm wearing a Zelda shirt today. The 4 houses on it or whatever. And I wore it to church because it was my favorite shirt. I loved Harry Potter. And We should have some music going for this. Actually, I'll just load the game. Um, and I absolutely loved Harry Potter, but I had people at church who would walk up to me like, you can't believe in witchcraft. Like, that's... Ugh. And it's like, I don't believe in witchcraft. I just enjoy the stories that are Harry Potter. And likewise, I've gone to churches and attended churches where pastors have preached against gaming, and I have quickly left those churches because I'm not going to sit there and be told, that this modern, very modern idea of playing video games was somehow preached against 2,000 years ago by Jesus. Like, no. I do believe that a lot of the things that gaming can promote can be bad. For example, laziness is... I have a lazy day now and then, but I don't consider myself to be a lazy person. I don't call out of work just because I just don't feel like doing it today. But... Killing that. Sorry, getting stuff set up here. There we go. But when you look at like how South Park perceives gamers in that World of Warcraft episode with the fat guy with the glasses and the Cheeto stuck on like his chest or whatever, people who do nothing but game and don't promote anything else or whatever, like that's gaming being misrepresented. And part of what I wanted to do with this series is just like, to me, I game for multiple reasons. I game for story. I love a good story. I don't read books the way that most other people might for entertainment value. I get entertainment value from stories. I don't watch television. The same people, again, and this was a church person who said this to me, like, they said, I don't get how someone can spend 6 or 7 hours of their week or day even playing a video game, but they're an average Netflix binger. They'll just binge watch show after show after show on Netflix. And I'm like, there's a disconnect in there somewhere. I don't know. The point is, there's a lot of hypocrisy on both sides, and I think we need to kind of better understand each other. Be that as it may, that's going to wrap that up. We're going to go ahead and jump into HDPC. Are you not going to pick up my game? There it is. And I am hearing my fan just take off as I have my neighbors coming home as well. We can podcast that deeper, and we shall, Matt. We shall. I didn't have my thoughts collected as nicely as I wished I did, but it's been a weird day. Anyway, I know last time I streamed I said my next stream would not be Far Cry, because I know that